All right. Do you want to say something?
Yes. So first of all, thanks to everyone for all your hard work today. I know it was very very stressful, I guess, because we had a lot of things to do for only a few hours. But just looking at the results, it's absolutely amazing what you managed to do in this time. And we're very proud of all your results. So this is looking very, very well. And yeah, this is also something that we always have the situation also with our clients when we have this kind of workshops that around the end of it, when we're getting our hands dirty and basically getting everything done, there is always this kind of stressful moment like, oh, like I have so many ideas and I want to put everything together now, and then we don't have time for that because it's actually always our choice to come to the main screens and to focus our concept on exactly the main topics that you want to touch on. So this kind of stressful situation is expected for, and almost a little bit like on purpose. So sorry about that if you were feeling too stressed, but we think you created definitely great prototypes, and we're super excited to see what you came up with.
Yeah. So we think it makes more sense when you guys share your screens and share with us your screen and the presentations you prepared and pitch and so on. So whoever wants to start, feel free to start, and please share your screen with us. All right.
Which group wants to go first? Maybe the culture group?
I knew that you were going to say that. Okay. Maria, I can share my screen?
Okay, share it. Just a second. I want to. Yeah.
Do you see it?
No, we see your background.
Desktop, I think.
Perfect. You can go into, if you go on in the right corner where this little arrow is, you have a view presentation next to it.
Okay.
On the right.
I'll just hide this.
Right next to it, or also this is fine.
You can go with this one as well.
Okay, sorry. Okay, like this. So Maria, do you want to tell us, to tell them about the name?
Why Corona Night Fever from Saturday Night Fever. The time when you want to go out, sometimes you don't know where, and especially in these times of coronavirus, it's online or offline event you're looking for. It's you have to choose, and there are so many opportunities. And the thing when you're going online is that you're missing the interaction. But actually, can you slide? Can you show us the next slide? Yeah. When you choose offline, you want to have a physical experience, and let's say you want to see a theater show. Then it's very important to see the safety instructions and how many people will participate or how many people have bought tickets, because sometimes they have, for example, this 30% is 200 people, but maybe only 20 bought tickets, and it's even more safe than you think. And with online event type, it's getting really interesting because you can go to an exhibition online and to have a tour with the artist, to have another tour with the curator, or have a tour with critics or with different type of people. So you can see different points of view. Then you can probably invite friends and share some thoughts with them, or you can go to a chat room with complete strangers and share your thoughts with them. And for example, if you want to watch a movie, you can make a watch party with some of your friends, And we thought with Jordan, you maybe can make a partnership with the other group, with this app that they are working on with delivery. So you can have your food delivered to the same food to you and your friends, and have to dine at the same time, the same things, and discussing the same film, just not being together. And we particularly like the idea with this that you will be delivered not only the food but music and for example tablecloths.
So you're going for a
So
collaboration.
you can make a party without without a physical place. You can do it online.
Maybe you
And
can,
you're done. Probably you can show the other next screen and tell a little bit more.
So this is the screens that we thought are more interesting, but actually I'm gonna show them in the prototype. If I can click it, wait.
maybe you need to exit it first.
So this is the prototype that we managed to build. Of course, you have a sign up page, but if you want, you can skip it. And then you choose what kind of event you would like to take part in. So let's choose an online event. And you have different types of categories in this kind of a grid with pretty colors. And we'll go with the cinema flow right now. And here you have like a couple of options, and you can filter them by type, categories, etc. Let's say you want to watch Breaking Bad. Okay, so we have a design mistake here.
Oops.
Whoops, sorry. Here you have like the description of the movie, some reviews, and IMDb score, and we made it a little bit more interactive because you can instantly share it with your friends. We call it thought exchange. You can share some thoughts about the movie, or you can buy some merchandise. And let's say that you want to buy the tickets and you want to have a watch party together. So you have 3 squirrels who are having tea. This is you and your friends. And the other user journey is a little bit more interactive. So let's say you want to visit an exhibition. And okay, so imagine this is the exhibition page. And when you press Get Interactive Experience, you will be on a live session in the gallery with a tour guide who is explaining everything to you. If you have goggles, you can have a virtual reality experience, or you can chat with everybody in the room. You can put some comments, or you can ask questions which will go directly to the tour guide. And after the tour finishes, we will suggest some other things that you and your friends can actually do. And again, we can partner with the other group and make a merge of our business models, and we can like funnel some users to their platform.
Yeah.
And this is it.
Awesome.
All right. Okay,
And
but
the other thing is you can participate, for example, in a workshop, and if it's needed, some of the tools can be delivered to your door. You can choose to even cook with somebody and to have the groceries and everything delivered to your door, but cook online with others together.
Along together.
Yes.
Yeah.
cool. But you also prepared all these other slides, right? Can you show us your highlight screens, basically?
Wait. So our highlight screen is the interactive gallery experience,
Yeah.
which can also be done for other cultural events. If we had time, we would design the user flow when you can actually order physical materials. Let's say your kid wants to participate in a workshop, and we will deliver the materials to your door, some cubes, some toys, or building blocks, and he will watch again from this perspective, let's say the online teacher who is building the stuff with with all of the kids who are participating. You can chat, you can wave at each other, and so
You
on.
can show what you've done.
Yeah.
All right.
Really cool.
Yeah, and particular for kids, that would be nice if they have something delivered to the doorstep. So it's like a present.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, shall we start with giving some feedback? Or what do you think, Nelly?
Yeah, we can do that. Thanks a lot for sharing your prototype and your project with us. We think you definitely did a great job of imagining this whole like split experience between online and offline and what is available to you right now. It's super nice to see how you imagined this product to work.
Yeah. I just have some comments. So I really like your very simple start screen, like this idea of starting with this on and offline experience, and then you'll always go deeper and deeper and deeper. That was a very nice idea from the beginning, I would say. Also, like this kind of combination of those on and offline experiences in one app is a nice approach. I also appreciate that you like tried multiple user journeys. So you showed us two, and that's really amazing that you managed to work on those two, even in this kind of small team and your different like backgrounds. And I like how tangible it is. Like through this kind of prototype, I guess you made it. I think you made it really tangible and I can really imagine like how this could look like in the end. And that's also my wish. So I would wish that you find the time to streamline it even more, like UX as well as UI wise. Yeah.
We also can open the round to the rest of the participants. So if you have any questions or any feedback for the group culture guide, you can just go for it now.
Hi, my question would be where was the starting point of this project? Because you were all involved in it for the last 2 days, and we came just in. And in the beginning, I didn't get how you started working on this project. Was it a challenge, or was it just an idea that you had? I think in a presentation like that, it's good to start explaining where you started from to come to this conclusion and to this project. Otherwise, it looks really amazing, and yes, it's great that you've done it.
Okay, I assumed you know where we started, because these were our and the other participant projects where like these challenges were pre-made and really good picked, I should say. It was what was the challenge? To help businesses like Programmata improve their services.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it was our idea with Buyana, but we just didn't know if you continued with these challenges at the end. So that you started yesterday with them. Maybe that was the comment from Buyana, because otherwise we were thinking them like a month ago before you gathered guys here and started working.
Yeah, so it was the cultural guide.
Yeah. Otherwise, yeah,
improvement.
congratulations from my side as well. It's an amazing project, and I actually really would love to use it. And if there is a chance for it to be realized, that would be awesome. Thanks a lot.
Thank you too. It was a really nice idea.
Nice.
And as we know, the Programmata has a new owner, so maybe he is open to this, and you, Maria, as a person who has good ideas, can propose it, because it's really...
Selling imaginable ideas. I know.
Okay, just concentrate on this one.
Why not?
No, but it's a very plausible pitch, I think. You have reached a really good execution. So it's quite plausible that they can invest in it.
Okay, we might really try.
Yeah, of course. That would be great.
And then you can hire us.
Of course.
Rescue us. Okay.
Go.
All right. Any other comments?
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's definitely a great way to kind of like come to next ideas where you can go on with a prototype, because it's actually exactly the purpose of a prototype, to get you thinking of what you can actually do with a service. So it's never an endpoint; it's more like a starting point for where you can go next. And yeah, we definitely achieved that. The part of adding the info of the challenge, definitely we should have added the challenges at the beginning. Sorry about that. But maybe now the next group can give us a little bit more of an intro on their challenge when we start.
Or wait, or we just, before Sabina or Denica share the screen, we can do it quickly.
Okay.
And then we can show the challenges to
the group again.
To the group again. So we started basically with this challenge. Adapting the digital has been a challenge for many services and products, especially this year. And then based on your ideas, Bojana and Adi, we created those two topics, like the culture guide in 2020. So how might we help people finding events they feel comfortable to join, plus dining in 2020, how might we empower restaurants to serve and deliver food flexibly? This was based on your food sharing idea, but we decided to go more to this delivering and serving food experience, just because of the current situation. So just you know now where all those come from.
Nice.
All right.
Now we give the mic to group dining in 2020. Who wants to share their screen?
I'll share my screen. So, oops. Why I can't wait? You saw everything. Sorry. How I can? Why I can't make it larger? Like that?
Yes.
Okay. Now you can see, I believe. So this is where we have to start. Our project was based on dining in 2020. The idea is to present an app that can bring all the experience of a restaurant at home. Not only in 2020, but the last couple of years, we don't need more materials. We need more experience. So with Denica and Isabella, we started to think how this can be brought at home. Denica started to explain her idea as to choose a theme of a dinner, and maybe like to have a choose of a culture or of something else. And I added some more additional steps that can fulfill the whole experience at home. So the idea is, the first screen is to choose what is your theme of your dinner. You want a Greek dinner or Italian, Chinese, Mexican, whatever you want. It depends on your location where you live, because not all restaurants are delivering to your place. So based on your location, there is a selection of restaurants that can deliver, and they can provide you the whole atmosphere of their place. So when you choose, I will show the screen, the presentation, and then I think to go to the prototyping, which is more detailed. So when you choose, you have these ones, you can, yes, it depends on the occasion that you want to celebrate something or to organize at home, the cultural dinner that you can pick. And the second idea is that from the restaurant, around the restaurant that you have chosen, maybe there are places that you want to pick some stuff from there too. For example, next to your favorite restaurant, there is a beer shop or something else that can add some sparkle to your dinner. Or the other version is around your according to your choice of restaurant, the theme of the dinner, to add some, for example, to add some desserts or drinks or decoration or music, even music, and everything to be in one cart and to be delivered in one time in your place. I think more detail can, then I can show you our prototype. Yes, hello to you.
So for first screen, of course, we have sign up and log in. We are entering with our details. And first, we are asking the user to enable their location. And once they found their location, we can give them proposal for local restaurants and occasions and very user-oriented homeschooling. And we decide tonight to have a Greek dinner. And we can see a list of local Greek restaurants, or we can also move it to a map view from where we decide to order from this restaurant. And we can see more detailed information about the restaurant, and we can go to their menu. For example, here we have the salads, starts, and main dishes. We decide to have this particular dish. We decide to order it. We have our shopping cart. And we have a proposal to add more to our dinner. And we can see that according to our first choice of having a Greek night, we can choose from some traditional Greek desserts, or we can order even some Greek musician come to our house. And we decide to also have baklava for tonight, and we choose it. And yeah, the idea is to help businesses that are closed and not to order from single place, but order at the same time from big and small restaurants and bakeries, and how the businesses support each other. So it's not only user friendly, but the idea was to be and business friendly. So this is the prototype of our idea. And we are open for your feedback and questions.
Nice. Looks amazing. Thanks a lot for sharing with us. It's really cool to see how far you came with your concept, and also adding this kind of add additional experiences on top of your main order. I think that's a really cool business niche that hasn't really been explored yet. So super interesting to see how you combine those.
Yeah, absolutely. I absolutely agree. Shall I go on already?
Yes.
Okay. So I really like from at first I really like this idea of like combining or like connecting those small and big businesses, even if it's like only like restaurant things. But I really like this idea of like like combining restaurants with bakeries and so on. So that's what I really like society-wise. And I also like how you managed to use this like UI kit and that you went beyond it as well, and it's absolutely ready to share, I would say. So you could just go and show it some investors and get some feedback on it. So that's very amazing and nice to see what you guys prepared. And yeah, and I also like this. I like especially like this screen when you finish your first order, that you then like propose this to expand the experience like this. All right, why not expanding this experience right now? That was a really nice screen idea.
Yeah, definitely. This kind of funneling inside of one topic is, I think, something that can be super helpful when you want to cluster different kinds of services, like having like one specific topic when you're deciding what you want to do tonight or what you want to have for dinner. I think this kind of grouping idea is something. It is actually the thing that we most enjoyed in your concept.
Yeah. Any other comments from the group?
Congratulations. I really like the idea as well. And I love the additional experience. I think it's something that adds a lot to ordering just food and, you know, orienting yourself around what's available in your neighborhood, for example. So yeah, great idea. For both applications, I would love to use them actually. So I'm kind of waiting for somebody to further develop these ideas and have them available in real life.
Coming soon.
Yeah, coming soon. Hopefully.
I also like the idea because in the last months I'm frequently using Takeaway, the application here in Sofia. I don't know if it's the same in Plovdiv. But here what I liked more is that it's tailor-made for you. It looks like it's tailor-made for you. They ask in the beginning, you ask the person what's the reason for the order. This is very nice touch. And also this combination, because we had my mother is inviting us recently to her house, and then she asked us, what do you want me to order? And then everybody wants to order something different, and it's quite complicated to make an order like that. It means you have to hire 3 persons who have to go around, and I don't feel comfortable with that. So if this is part of the service, it's great. My mother would be one of the first users.
Awesome.
All right.
That's so cool to see. Yeah, thanks a lot for sharing both of the product ideas. I think you really created great prototypes, and also you showed them very nicely in the slide deck that we provided for you. And actually our next step would be, after having the presentations, we had prepared basically 2 last small activities. One of them is going to be to share with you some of the additional links and like further reading resources. If you're interested in going further into digital product design, you can definitely check those out. And maybe we can just directly show our screen.
Yeah, I will just.
And Yeah, let's just go. And other than that, we also have an input for you on the last step of the design process. So as we showed you at the beginning, the Designathon usually contains basically 4 different steps that you have to come to something that is tangible. And where we are standing right now is where our user testing would actually start. Yeah. In our case, having this kind of remote setup is not ideal to have a spontaneous user testing with someone who is walking past us in the co-working space, because unfortunately everyone is at home. But yeah, Felix and I decided that it would be very nice to give you still some input on that and see how this would be done if you would test your prototype as you have it right now. Exactly. And also, Bian and Adi, if you're interested, definitely feel free to stay for the rest of it. It's going to be input on user testing and then also going into the wrap up and finishing our session. Yeah, exactly. So our original idea was basically to do this kind of user testing after our presentation in Sofia. But since we are not able to do it now, I will just share with you some insights of how we do user tests basically in our daily business. Yes, user testing is a part of the design process, as Nelly mentioned already. So maybe you remember this this process from yesterday she showed you, and as you can see, testing is like a fixed part of this design process. So we do it pretty regularly after every phase, basically. And I want to share like one showcase with you. One of our clients was Emmy in the last years. Emmy is like this kind of scooter sharing service here in Berlin. So they like standing around in the streets, and you can go there and book them. And we did a user test for them to check and test their new app. And this is the process, how it looks like. So we mostly start with a kickoff, then we prepare this testing, then we start recruiting, we facilitate the testing, analyze it, and at the end, we report to the clients. That's how the preparation mostly looks like. So we ask ourselves, like, what do we want to test? Like us and the client, of course. Who's the relevant user group? Which activities and tasks need to be done? Which user flows we want to test? And setting up the legal paperwork in terms of privacy laws and so on. So, and on the right side, you see some protocols which are like out in the web actually, which you can grab. We also created one for our test, so we can use like a template. Exactly. Thank you, Nelly. Yeah, feel free to interrupt me if I miss something. I would just only add that in this first step of preparation, this phase might take as long as a few days and maybe a few weeks, depending on how big your project is and how many users you want to involve in this. So user testing is a qualitative research method, which means that you're having less participants, but you're having more insights from them because you're conducting interviews with them. And this compared to quantitative testing, which is a usability testing, is something that you do in a large scale, where you might not even do a face-to-face interview, but rather have a task that people would be able to solve on their own, and then you would take those insights and look into the data. If you're already having a product that is live, you can then just look at the usage analytics of your app, and this would be quantitative data that you would use to improve your service. So this is what we would do with a sample size of people, which might be from 5 to even 20, but I mean, even if you go to 100, it could still be a qualitative test if you're doing this kind of face-to-face interview situation, and you would need definitely more time to find out those people.
Yes, good point, because we are like NNG, like one of the very huge source in terms of UX topics, also like suggest to only go with 5 to 6 users, because afterwards the amount of findings decreases a lot. So we often go with 5 to 6 testers for each testing. And in terms of recruiting, we got pretty creative in the last years. So sometimes we were forced to hurry a lot, and then we just started some Instagram stories and asked for some mobility lovers, for example, for some mobility apps here in Berlin, like the AMI case. And we sell them most of the time with Amazon vouchers, because that's easier, like business-wise, I guess.
Yeah. And maybe also just a note on that. You might be thinking, okay, but why are you having less insights when you're having more participants? How does it come that you have this kind of plateau you see on the diagram? And it is just because around, like when you hit this kind of sweet spot, it might be around 6 to 10 or somewhere in this kind of range, you start hearing the same problems. So when you have this amount of users and you're having these deep dive interviews together, the amount of different insights that you're gathering, at some point it's starting to flat out, and you're hearing more or less the same things. So your insights or your usability problems are basically piling up into the clusters that you have already figured out after this kind of sweet spot.
Yes, coming to the interview. So having like a proper interview guide is pretty important. So what we suggest is like setting up the structure early enough, prepare your questions beforehand, and time box them very
rigorously.
Rigorously, exactly. So I like to have a bit more shorter interviews, like up to 60 minutes, but some of us also go for 90 minutes. But you always have to consider that also the person you ask is getting like exhausted by talking all the time. So from my experience, after 60 minutes, people are getting tired and also like might not answer in the way they would answer in the beginning of the interview. So that's something you should take care a little bit. In terms of facilitation, I will show you some example questions soon, so don't worry. But in terms of facilitation, you can also get creative. Here you see the one we used for this AMI testing. You saw the scooter in this room behind this wall in the first slides. I can show you later again. And having like some people sitting next to it and watching them through a camera and seeing what's going on the screen here and so on. So this is basically this setup. So maybe you can check it out later in pitch directly, but you can also have way easier setups. So especially when you test something on desktop, it's pretty easy. There you actually only need Zoom and the opponent.
And your prototype.
And the prototype, exactly. So that's something you could do immediately today, tonight, whenever you want to with your stuff. And yeah, when it comes to physical objects like a scooter, or also when you want to implement phones, it's getting a bit more trickier, but still manageable. Yes, here are the example questions I wanted to show you. So these were two example screens from this app. And here we ask, or we had the task of to find out how the users would rent scooters nearby. And then we ask them questions like, can you describe what you see? What is the most important element for you? And what do you think the E-pin stands for? You know, by watching those questions, you might see already that we try to avoid those kind of yes and no questions. So that's actually the most important rule, that you let your interviewees like tell something. So that's very important. So here we have some tips for you. regarding this kind of interview. So we like to show some empathy, especially in the beginning, to get this kind of trustful relation. Like, how is your work been? You had a busy day at work? No. Or are these your kids on your phone's background? Yeah, just to raise some trust with the interviewee. And also like trigger stories, especially when you talk about mobility, for example. We always try to talk a little bit about their last road trip they did with their friends or family or whatever. And again, some really important things is like, don't interrupt your testees, so don't interrupt their sentences. Let them talk. It might be important for you what they say in their like second or third sentence of their answer. Also endure silence. That's also something we learned actually, like the last days, like that you really need to wait because people need to think about a little bit about the answer and so on. And when they ask you back or like ask you some question like, why does this button like this? Why? You are not involved at all. You don't answer. You just try to ask back. Like, what do you think? What this means? What do you think? Why it's red? And so on and so on.
Exactly. And this is also one of the most difficult parts of having an interview is resisting the temptation to answer the questions that your test partners are giving you, so that you don't come to this moment that you definitely don't want to have, to start explaining your design or start explaining your service. Because in this situation, you want to see what they are actually thinking. And people often tend to think that maybe they're guessing wrong, or maybe they're not understanding something. And this is exactly what you want to know. What are they not understanding, and see what their assumption is on basis of what they're seeing right now. So yeah, it's super difficult because it's definitely not what you would do in a normal conversation when someone is asking you, okay, and if I want to, book an event for tonight, where do I click? How do I do that? Usually you would be helpful, but in this situation, you don't want to do that. You have to say, what do you think? Where would you go? And
And another hint is like this 5 whys. So another good exercise to like get deep answers is like, always ask why, even if it feels super stupid. Like, why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? Why are you doing this? And it sounds pretty childish and feels pretty childish, but it helps you to raise a lot of information out of your interviewee. Yes, after while having all those interviews, you, in the best case, you have a colleague next to you who's like listening to you all the time and makes already notes. And your colleague hopefully makes. Right, I will just make this black so you see it better. And your colleague, in the best case, notes down what the interviewee likes, what he critiques, which questions he came up with, and what kind of ideas he has. And then you cluster all those likes and critiques, questions and ideas, and summarize them in a report. We don't want to go deeper into the report because this would take so much time. This is a next workshop. But that's how the process looks like. So after the analysis, you summarize everything in a report, which in our case always looks similar to this, like having a fancy PDF file of all the insights, which we share with the client at the end, who then can see, all right, that's the stuff we need to change now in order to get a better product. And we don't want you to do like those kind of huge user testing now, but we would like to trigger you a little bit just to go out, show your awesome prototypes to friends or colleagues or even strangers, and ask them for feedback and improve your product actually. Yes, so that was the little input on user testing.
Exactly.
Do you have
any questions?
Exactly, that was my question.
You can also maybe stop the share.
Can I ask something?
Of course.
You said that you gather participants by Instagram stories and stuff, and what do you give them in return for their time and whatsoever? Because for me, if I want to test an idea which is not funded and I cannot give Amazon gift vouchers, how can I make someone test my prototype?
That's a very good question. This is maybe also one of the most difficult parts of the preparation process, getting users. And if you have this kind of, maybe, as you said, like not funded idea yet, or maybe if you're a very small startup and you're just starting out, you can consider different options. So one of them is if you start thinking about users in more unlikely places, so people that you might know already, or also asking on different platforms like here in Berlin we have eBay Kleinanzeigen, which is basically like a community marketplace where you can offer some kind of a service, or you can ask for something. You can also have like different Slack groups, or you can also do it in Instagram. And it really depends on how much time are you asking people to spend on this testing. If it's something smaller, you might have the luck that more people are going to say yes. Yeah. In other case, if you would really like to give them something, you could also see if there is a way to collaborate with either with another service, or you could also see if you can find some kind of funding for a small voucher, or maybe just buying them a coffee or something like that. Like, you will be super surprised how many people would be willing just to check out a new product or a new idea if it's connected to a pain that they really have. So something that is relevant to them. People would sometimes be super willing to just have a look, have a conversation, and if it's not taking a super long time, they might even do it just for the sake of it. But of course, best practice is when you're doing this with a client, definitely see that they're also planning for a bit of a budget for this kind of vouchers.
Yeah. But what we also do is, like, before we go out and do those kind of Instagram recruitings and so on, we also always ask our colleagues first, who are not that involved into the project. We also can show, we show them like what we're doing right now and ask them for feedback, which is also often already very helpful. So you can also just go with co-students or friends or whoever who can help you in the first steps. And then later on, you try to get more diverse users who evaluate your product.
I used to ask my design colleagues in the studio, but most of the time we were discussing whether the button has to be 5 pixels down or up, and I was getting irritated. But yeah, thank you. Of
course, that's the issue also with our colleagues. So
yeah.
All right. Any other questions? Endure silence, guys.
Endure the silence.
All right. Okay. Just to kind of wrap it up, right?
Yes, we're wrapping it up now, and we have like one last tiny task, and before that we're going to show you some of those useful links and like resources that we thought might be interesting for you if you want to go on further into digital product design. So you can see this over here. It's a lot of stuff. And here we have compiled some interesting resources, especially about Figma. We saw today that there were quite a lot of questions and everyone wanted to get a little bit deeper into the features and really get the most out of them. And that's super nice because it means you're already curious what you can do with Figma. And they're very nice resources, especially from Figma itself. So they provide those great educational videos where they're just explaining how you do certain things or showcasing new features. And I would definitely recommend checking out this Getting Started compilation that they have on YouTube, where you can see basically the most important features that you would need. And if you want to dive deeper into a certain topic, here you can also find a link to their complete YouTube channel. They have 1,000 topics in there. And I also added 2 more resources. One of them is deep dive into prototyping, which was one of the things that we had quite a lot of questions about today. And there you can see not only how to do those very basic click flows, but even getting more advanced with your interactions and more complex prototypes. And the last thing is actually the only one thing that is paid in this list, which is a design systems course. And this is something that I'm definitely also looking forward to taking because I really like how they structure their information in this link that when you go into it, you're going to see it's organization which provides courses on all kinds of different topics, also a lot around programming and very nice like beginner courses on many topics. And you can have a subscription for it and check out like as many courses as you like. And I think right now they have a pretty nice deal actually on taking those courses if you're interested in going deeper in this topic. And yeah, other than that, as Felix already mentioned, Nielsen Norman Group is basically the titan, the Bible, the UX Bible, which we're checking the whole time when we're working on a project that is also a little bit more challenging when you're thinking about the patterns that you want to use. So definitely check out their blog if you don't know it yet, probably you already know it. And
yeah, we also added some product placement there. So I just hide that link of our colleague, or Nelly's former colleague, my actual colleague, Marco, who who wrote a nice blog post about Designathons. And we also added some of our favorite design newsletters. Yeah, I don't need to run through them. Just check them out and see if it's something for you. I love them all. All right.
Yeah, so we're already at the end, and here we prepared like a little business card for everyone to fill out. Here you can see mine and Felix's, and we also have prepared some for you, and we would love it if you can also take a moment to fill in your contact info, whatever platform you prefer. You can just add it if you'd like to stay in touch with everyone from the course, also with us. And we would also appreciate it if you want to leave us like a final note about your takeaway or whatever you want to give us as a feedback on those little post-its.
Yes.
And yeah.
Therefore, I mean, you know already how pitch works, right? But of course, just go on the left, decide for a slide, and then put your information in, and we will be very happy to, yeah, stay in touch with you.
Yes.
Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you. It's very, very nice to have this workshop with you, and also in this kind of setup that the situation has required. Yeah, we can also take just like the 10 minutes actually, which we have, and just like go for it. And
all right, yeah, let's time box one last time.
Yeah.
5 minutes.
Yeah.
5 minutes to filling out the stuff as well as the post-its, so we can collect some feedback.
Yeah.
Because we will also we also need to fill them out, right?
Yeah.
And then let's come back in 5 minutes and have a final feedback session.
Yeah. Okay. So we just stay here and fill it out.
Time is running for the last.
For the last one.
For the last time this weekend.
Maybe you can stop sharing.
Ah, yeah, of course.
Ooh, the counter is almost done.
Yeah, 7 seconds left.
No pressure.
All right, there we are. Yeah, let's do the round for the last time today, right?
Yes.
So, Dani, do you want to start?
Yes.
All right.
Start with what?
Okay, you're finishing your sentence. Cool.
Yeah, I'm done. You want me to present myself?
Yes, you don't need to share your screen. I guess it's fine. We all can see it. Or I can show it.
Yeah, you can share.
Yeah, I will share, and then you can tell us what you have, what you wrote down there.
Yeah, we're just like to hear your thoughts on how it went for you, and also if you have any feedback for us.
Yeah.
Okay, so I tried to upload a photo of myself, but unfortunately we don't have a pro membership on Pitch because my photo is too large.
Oh, wow.
So I'm continuing with the hedgehog propaganda. I put a link on for my LinkedIn profile to my personal website, which is still in development, like every designer's website. Yeah. It is never finished. And I've put my email on Instagram. And what I really loved is that I could finally see what Figma can do, because I was thinking a lot in the last few months whether should I switch to it from Sketch or not. And now definitely I will do it. I think that my next client's project is gonna be on Figma for sure. I even managed to have a student's discount plan for 1 year. So they're really cool for offering that. And for you guys, like I said yesterday, for me, you're an amazing facilitation duo. You have amazing energy between you two, smiling all the time, interrupting in Zoom. Felix, thank you. And I really love the working experience that we had. Like it was a particular workshop. That's how you do a workshop. And thanks again for the topics that we had to work on, and thank you for the insights on the usability testing.
Coolio.
Thanks a lot.
Sorry, what does coolio mean?
It's a German way to say cool.
Coolio. Okay.
If you want to be very German, you can use it.
Did I mention so much?
Yes.
Yeah. But it's cute.
Awesome. Thanks so much.
Oh no! Now I need to
ban
it. I need to ban it now from our.
No. It's cool. It's cool because we can actually understand it, but it's like what?
Okay, I just picked Maria now. Even if you are still texting, do you feel able to say something already?
Yes.
Awesome.
Okay, I've put my contacts. You can reach me on my email or Instagram, or just I prefer to call me on a phone. As I said, I'm not so much a social media person, and I like to hear your voices and to have contact with my friends, and not only with my friends. What I've learned today, it was actually my first online workshop, and I couldn't imagine how it will work, but I'm very happy with the result, and I'm thankful for the nice energy. And I learned that it's not hard to learn prototyping. I think I need it for my job, just to show better how something will work, and I definitely use. And I like Figma Mirror. It's cool. I didn't know it existed.
Awesome. That's so cool. Well, also congrats on having your first online workshop. That's super cool. It's definitely a bit different from a proper real life in-person workshop.
Absolutely.
Super.
Yeah, but it works very, very good.
And thank you so much for hustling so hard, even if you have not that design background or others have. So thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for the patience, especially Jordan. Thank you for the patience.
It was amazing.
Cool.
We can also definitely say that you were also a great team. We saw that both teams had great energy between each other, and it was super cool to see how well you collaborated.
Yeah.
So.
We really worried about like what other online situation will make with the team spirit, but we were pretty surprised how good it went.
Yeah, we managed, I think, to do a really wonderful job.
Yes. Denitsa, it's your turn now.
I think we cannot hear you.
Yeah, you need to unmute you.
Because of my dog, it barks.
All right.
Yeah, as a whole, I have a really, really positive feeling about the whole workshop because the timing was exactly enough. The teams were great size, 3 to up to 4 people. It's very good. The tools we used were really on point regarding the timing because if the tool is not good enough, we could stay at one point for really longer time that we did. They were really, really helpful, and I'm gonna use more of them in my work and in my team. So thank you for showing them to us. Yeah, you two rock really. I loved working with you, even digitally. So I hope someday we can have the next workshops in person.
Yeah.
I learned new things, also did old things in a new way. So that was good, very much for me. And I provided also some links, professional and personal. I don't have a website because I work for a company, and yeah, my work is very, how to say, I cannot show it to the outer world. It stays for our clients. And yeah, some music for our yeah, weekend vibe. So that's it for me. Thank you once again. And also, and the team of Melba, thank you for organizing this for us.
Yes.
Awesome. So cool to hear that you liked also those tools and want to try them out in your like daily work. That's really cool.
All right. Savina, it's your turn now. I will help you. I'm waiting a little bit here.
Because when the timer stopped, you said stop.
Oh, okay.
So I did. Thank you for organizing this. It was really fun. I didn't know what to expect exactly, but I felt very comfortable, relaxed, ready to gain new experience and knowledge. And I think with my team we had very good communication without any issues, and which is very important. Because in other workshops or daily life, or there is someone who wants to be the boss, or anyway, here it was a very good experience. And I also learned about Figma more, and yes, Figma Mirror is really nice. And I will continue to work on this, especially for Figma, which is my pain point at the moment. Otherwise, you can find me, you can write me an email, you can find me in Facebook. As Jordan said, I have a site that I already forgotten because of Jordan. I remember that I have one site 20 years now, but nothing happens to it. So yes, I have site, but don't make me try to see what's there.
Well, but therefore you have this amazing domain now, right?
Yes, because it's 20 years old. And my mail is one of the first when Gmail started, because I am surrounded by developers and IT people here. My husband, my mother, my father, my brother. So when Gmail started, they said, go and get a domain and a Gmail. So that's my name only.
Not bad.
And yes.
Early to the game. That's important. Like, crazy to see how expensive domains can get nowadays.
Absolutely.
Companies are raising money for domains.
All right.
Yes.
Okay, I guess then now it's more or less our turn, right? I will do it quickly because we all can read it as well. So as I already mentioned, I'm pretty surprised how fun those remote workshops could be, because I was very sad that we cannot show up in Sofia. Thank you, especially Bojan and Adi, for giving us this great opportunity, right, to do this even remotely. I really appreciate that, and I really hope we will meet each other face to face as well. And yeah, and for the participants, thank you so much for listening to us and working with us. That's so awesome that we did this together, and it was a bunch of fun for me.
Yeah.
And you find also all my credentials there. I also have no internet or like no website yet, but I'm more or less active at Twitter. Okay,
yeah, I can only say, just to say, Ms. Felix, I was super surprised how smooth it all went, and we had a really nice time doing this together with you. I learned a lot myself also about collaborating remotely and keeping the energy up, and yeah, just staying like connected together, even though everyone is sitting alone at home or at the office. So yeah, definitely a lot to learn there every time. And I'm also very thankful, of course, to Adi and Brianna for giving us this opportunity. For me, it means a lot, because I was also like, I started as being an intern also to your previous festivals, as it turned out. And it's super cool to now be able to take part in it. And yeah, big thanks to all the participants as well. Super cool that you wanted to spend your Saturday with us as well. And we're definitely going to leave you to it now, to spend some more sunny hours outside if you're feeling like it. And awesome results. We're also going to leave all the links and everything that we used. You can keep on using it, having it. It's not going to be deleted. It's for you. And yeah, thanks for everything.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you on our part as well. It looked like a really productive and very creative experience. And hopefully we'll be able to redo it next year live. And another hope from our side is that we'll be able to see the ideas somehow realized in the future. We are starting, putting some plans aside. So who knows, maybe they will be really seeing the light of the day.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Really, we appreciate your input and time for Melba. And yeah, as I said, I really regret not having you here, guys, in Sofia.
All right.
Yes, just to say, we are communicating, I think, from February on. The plan was to meet in November, but it didn't happen. So hopefully next year you can.
Yeah, we also had the tickets bought, actually.
But we returned them. Please be correct, Adi. We managed to return them.
Yeah, life happens this year. It's crazy.
Yeah, it is. Okay.
Thank
you.
All right. So have a great weekend. Thank you so much.
You too.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
See you soon.
Oh, there is a nice dog here.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.